You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elisa DiStefano. A Cora man has been sentenced to 12 years in prison for killing his roommate. Prosecutors say Anthony Wayne Smith stabbed John Hall to death in 2022. Smith admitted to killing Hall and says he was defending himself. Heartbroken families are urging others to drive safely this holiday season after losing their loved ones to drunk drivers. Sherry Einhorn has more.
Part of our heart and soul are missing.
Timothy Cameron Carpenter was 22 when he was killed by a driver high on fentanyl. That was 8 months ago.
We wake up with this pain. We stumble through the day and we go to bed with this pain.
20-year-old Kira Gasparis died when the car she was riding in crashed into a tree. The driver had multiple license suspensions.
3 generations of our family have been shattered forever.
Deadly driving is on the rise, according to state statistics. Alcohol-involved driving crashes went up 26%. Drug-involved crashes shot up 40%.
It is stupid and selfish and dangerous, and we want to encourage people not to do it.
As we head into Thanksgiving and then the rest of the holiday season, the message is really pretty simple. According to victims' families, advocates, and law enforcement, be responsible, not just for yourself, but for others.
I feel like we've gone backwards in our message not to get on the roads when you are impaired, not to put others in danger.
Advocates are lobbying lawmakers to pass the deadly driving bill, which would allow police to charge drivers who are under the influence of any illegal substance. Right now, police can't charge someone who's high on a drug that's not on the state's controlled substance list.
We'll do the enforcement, they'll drop the hammer. But Albany, you got to do your job. We're asking a simple change in the law.
This is what we can do to honor our child.
Alyssa and John McMorris, whose 12-year-old son Andrew was hit and killed by a drunk driver 5 years ago, say they're determined to keep sharing their son's story and the stories of other victims.
The stories are horrible. They're traumatic. They're disgusting. And they're hard to digest. But they need to resonate long enough so someone can make that quick, easy choice of not getting behind the wheel after drinking or taking drugs.
I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
These poor families. Okay, the first offshore wind turbine in federal waters is officially installed. The turbine is 35 miles east of Montauk. That wind farm is expected to bring power to tens of thousands of people on the East End by early next year. More Long Island Railroad trains are coming to the Port Washington line after complaints from riders. Officials say 2 Grand Central Madison morning trains will be added that were recently cut from service. That will happen November 27th. Speaking of, the number of unpaid Long Island Railroad fares is soaring, and it's costing the railroad big money. So what's the plan to resolve this issue? Alfonso Castillo has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
All tickets, please. All tickets.
That's the cue for most Long Island Railroad passengers to get out their tickets. But some riders never buy a ticket, either because they can't or they just don't want to.
Those passengers typically get one of these. It's called an ADL 6009 invoice, essentially an IOU that riders are supposed to mail back to the railroad with payment. But the reality is most of them never do.
As a tax-paying rider, seems unfair to me.
According to LIRR figures obtained by Newsday, in 2022, the railroad issued more than 100,000 invoices to riders who said they couldn't pay their fares, about 29% more than in 2019, before the COVID-19 pandemic began, when a lot more people were riding the train. The railroad billed riders for about $1.4 million in unpaid fares, but only got back around $60,000 of that. And the problem only got worse during the first 5 months of this year, when the railroad handed out more than 55,000 invoices, up 70% from last year. MTA officials have acknowledged that the invoice system simply isn't working and that changes must be made.
We have to do something, not just because of the money impacts, but because of the sense of cohesiveness and fairness to riders who, feel like, that they're being taken advantage of.
Among the riders who feels that way is Smithtown commuter Mark Solomon, who was surprised to learn the LIRR system of dealing with fare beaters.
To hear such a story that there's an easy way to just say you don't have the money to pay, or that, you know, you could bill me and I'll pay you when I feel like it. I didn't know there was such a easy way out of it.
The MTA isn't doing away with the invoice system altogether, but it is taking other measures to address the problem, including by more frequently having MTA police remove passengers from trains and dealing with fare disputes here at station platforms. That could mean putting some people under arrest. For NewsdayTV, I'm Alfonso Castillo.
You can read more about unpaid train fares on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The plan to build a Vegas-style casino in Nassau is now facing a lengthy court fight. Macy Eglund and Candace Ferretti have the story you'll see only in Newsday.
More back and forth for the Las Vegas Sands proposal on the site of the Nassau Coliseum. Candace Ferretti has been following this plan for this casino resort. Tell us what's going on with the plan now.
The plan has hit a major roadblock. Last week, a judge said that the lease that Las Vegas Sands holds with the county is no longer. That is going to make it very, very difficult for Sands to build the big resort casino that they want to build on that property, and also to get the proper approvals from the state to operate a casino there at all.
So we're at a standstill at this point. What happens next?
The county is appealing the decision. That's going to take months, maybe even years. At the same time, it's possible that they can kick that lease back down, do the process over again, get adequate public comment, do an environmental review. That might actually take less time.
Okay, but still, I mean, many steps to cover here. And this property itself has been in flux for years now.
I have personally watched this property for over a decade languish. The lease changed hands 4 or 5 times. There are a lot of people on Long Island who watch this piece of property and think it's cursed, or that building on Long Island is not for the faint of heart. In this case, it probably seems true.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the latest developments. Thank you so much, Candace.
Thanks.
Read more about the possible casino in Nassau on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Okay, we all know Thanksgiving week is one of the busiest travel times of the year, and forecasters say the weather will make it even messier. The National Weather Service is predicting rain for Long Island and high winds heading into Wednesday. AAA is predicting that more than 55 million Americans will travel for the Thanksgiving holiday this year, more than last year. So let's take a look at your Long Island weather. Tonight, temperatures will drop to below freezing for most of the island. It will be 30 degrees if you're traveling out of MacArthur Airport. Hope you are going somewhere warm. Tomorrow, the day starts off partly cloudy with rain coming for the evening. The 7-day is coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
'Tis the season, only in Newsday. Places to take your own holiday photos, including one new spot in Riverhead. A selfie for the holidays. So you bring your phone and they provide the ring light and the clicker, and then all you have to do is smile. At the new Long Island Selfie Studio in Riverhead, their halls are decked with festive, fun backdrops.
You book an appointment online and you come in for a whole hour, you take all the pictures you want.
There's this winter wonderland set, plenty of room for a family photo. There's this soda shop setup, or go for the Grinch background. And if you have time left over during your hour session, feel free to have fun taking photos on their other sets too.
It's different. It's, I decorated every booth like I would decorate in my house.
Next stop, Nassau County Selfie Clubhouse at the Broadway Mall in Hicksville.
For the holidays, we have our general admission, which gives you access to the entire site for 1 hour. You can take as many photos, as many videos as you want on your cell phone for that hour.
You could pick from a porch to pretty pinks to traditional Christmas scenes.
We have over 30 different holiday-themed backgrounds, So customers get the choice of many different backgrounds to actually take their photos, their videos, and just enjoy the experience. It gives a lot of options for your holiday cards this year.
And if you want to take a photo with Santa or the Grinch, you can book a holiday package that comes with a professional photographer to take your photo. Just don't take the presents. Put the presents back.
If my kids don't cooperate, that might have to be my Christmas card this year. Read more about where to take your holiday photos on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
High School Sports is sponsored by PC Richard & Son.
Hi, I'm Greg Sarah. The Long Island Championships, they are upon us. After a wild weekend of county title games, we begin with Garden City and Cary. Take a look at this run. Michael Berkery. He had 201 yards and 2 touchdowns for the undefeated Trojans. However, he left the game early with an ankle injury. The Seahawks, they broke through, when Will Tolliver turned the corner and raced 51 yards to the end zone. 53 seconds into the fourth quarter, but it was too little, too late. Top-seeded Garden City, they beat second-seeded Cary 35-7 for its 8th straight Nassau Conference 2 title. It was their 41st consecutive victory. They faced North Babylon Saturday for the Long Island Class 2 crown.
Definitely a great feeling, but we still know that we have one more week of football to play that we still have to get ready for, and we're going to have a lot of work to do.
Over in Suffolk, Carissa Kelman, she was there when Floyd were crowned champs after a big win over Sachem North.
Sachem North handed Floyd its only loss of the season. They're looking to do it again tonight for the Suffolk crown. But Floyd returns 2 of its best players in Caden Leshevich and halfback Jaden Montalvo. Will Sachem North be able to shut them down and punch their ticket to the Long Island Championship? Both teams are forced to punt on the first 2 possessions. But then, deep inside Floyd territory, quarterback A.J. Cannett finds Gio Alvarez near midfield. Alvarez is going, and he's gone for the 89-yard score with 2 minutes left in the first quarter to put Floyd up 7-0. Floyd's defense stifles Sachem North quarterback Anthony Vino and his offense. Here's linebacker Justice Darling with the 3rd sack of the game. Jaden Peacock then makes his 2nd interception for Floyd with 32 seconds left in the half to preserve the Colonials' 7-0 lead. In the 3rd quarter, Sachem North finishes off a lengthy drive with a 23-yard field goal by Zach DeMilt to get on the board. But Jaden Montalvo, back from a knee injury, returns the ensuing kickoff 45 yards to the Sachem North 36, and then he scores on this 2-yard run to put Floyd ahead 13-3. Then early in the 4th, Sachem North running back Nasir Altez has this 1-yard reach on 4th and goal to cut the lead to 13-9. But Floyd has an answer. Montalvo's 2nd touchdown run with 4 minutes left makes it 20-9. But Floyd's not done. Here comes junior varsity call-up Jaquan Thomas up the sideline for a 64-yard score to put the game away. Top-seeded Floyd earns the Suffolk Division I crown, defeating 2-seeded Sachem North 26-9.
That's a tough team, well coached, a lot of weapons, throwing and running, and for my defense to stop them the way they did is I'm very, very proud of them.
I couldn't have done any of it without my offensive line. You know, they worked very hard in practice. They're always doing well, and I really appreciate them.
At Stony Brook University, Carissa Kelman, Newsday TV.
Nice job, Carissa. Floyd will play Nassau champ Massapequa for the Long Island Class 1 title at Hofstra on Friday. We wish all the teams and their families a happy Thanksgiving and good luck in the Long Island Championships. Make them memorable. For more of them, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video.
Get in the game with Newsday. The best team of sports reporters and columnists bring you in-depth analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and news from inside the locker room. Get in the game when you subscribe to Newsday, your destination for total sports coverage at Newsday.com/sports.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Elisa DiStefano. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.